can go on.
Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, viewers. Today we've got Abdul from Sudan. He's right at the front of the war, the civil war that's happening in Sudan. So he's here to tell us what's happening. Abdul is my friend. We went together at University of Huddersfield. And then when we finished, he decided to go back to Sudan. And he started doing business. We were actually involved in doing business together. But suddenly from the civil war started, and he's caught in the middle of it right in Sudan. So he will tell us about what's happening in Sudan, how people are coping, and what the effects has been on the population of Sudan. So, Abdul, welcome to our channel. And would you like to tell the viewers just briefly about yourself?
All right, thank you so much, my friend Dave. Thank you for having me. I'm going to take this opportunity, to tell you what's going on in Sudan. My name is Abu Rahim Abdurrahman Yahya. I'm from Sudan, East Sudan, place called Darfur, North Darfur al-Fashir. As you can hear from news, so we have war in Sudan, especially in my city. It's called Fashir. Our people are suffering, from bombing city, from robber support forces, and it still continues bombing city. My own people, they are suffering from medical supplies and cleaning water, food. Majority of people, they are hunger, and I create organizations. I called my organizations Sheffield Charity Organization for Humanitarian Aid. I'm direct manager of Sheffield Charity Organizations, and I'm doing humanitarian things. And our people, like what I can say, like 500,000 of people that's displaced, and 2 million of people that are escaped from my city and gone to Chad, and like 2 million of people is still inside Al-Fashir.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, I think it might be the network.
As well.
Yeah, so do you know what's happening from outside the Alpha Shah, or you just know what's happening near you, or do you know what's happening in?
Yes, I know what's happening out. Yes, I know what's happening outside Al-Fashir and inside Al-Fashir. I know what's happening outside in Fashir. Just still fighting between Sudanese military and support forces fighting, outside city, and inside city as well. They are still fighting, and you can go outside the city, because when you want to try to go out the city, you're gonna put yourself, in dangerous situations. Only I know that from outside, because I'm still in contact with military, and they will give like information about when is they fighting, and I got information from that.
Okay. So what's the day-to-day living like in the city where you are? I could say there is the war can come anytime, the bombing can start anytime. So how do you live your lives in such circumstances?
Majority of people, they are still, inside home, because you can't go outside home. If you try to go outside home, so you're gonna, because, sometimes they bombing city without any notice, because when you try to go outside, just they start bombing. So you're gonna put yourself in outside. So we are inside our home right now, like I am talking right now inside home. I can't go outside, because if I want to go outside, they will put myself in dangerous. If I want to go outside, just only if I have something to do, to do or like necessary to do. Just you're gonna go outside and do your business and then come back to your home.
And how is the food supply being brought into the city if in such circumstances?
Sorry, second, please.
How are the food supplies coming to the city?
There is no any food supply coming from outside city because all direction of our cities they are controlled by rapid support forces and don't allow like humanitarian things to come outside city. So we are buying that food supply from inside city. Our food is very expensive. If you want to buy something, it's very expensive to buy that. So we are getting food supply from inside city.
Uh, so so I think my question is, of course we are buying it inside city, and how are the business people who are doing the food business, how are they getting their supplies?
They sometimes they do that, like kind of things, from inside their home because there is no any market to go out to buy some things. If you want to buy something, just you're gonna call, somebody who has that kind of food, that kind of food, and I wanna buy something like beans. I wanna buy like onion. If I want to buy, like sugar. If I want to buy like any kind of food, just tell them and he prepare for you and you go and collect it and come back.
Hmm.
So with this war going on, is there talking between the warring parties? What I mean by that, is there any talking going on between the leaders to try and stop the war? Are you hearing anything of that nature?
Um, mm, I think there's something is going on right now in America, and but it's not like official things. We haven't heard that from them. So just Sudanese military is insisted to fighting because this militia. Soviet robot forces is doing like bad things. They're killing honest people, and they bombing all hospitals and all schools and all universities, and they don't care about like honest people. Just they killing everybody inside. So I don't think government they are going to do any peace at the moment. This is my opinion.
And the day to day, because normally when these wars are happening like this, the people who suffer most are women and children. So how, from your own city, how are women and children coping with this war, and what's their day-to-day living like? I know a lot of men die because men are mainly the ones doing the fighting, but how are women being impacted and children being impacted by this war?
Sorry again because I can't hear you clearly.
Yeah, I'm
Can
saying,
you speak?
can you hear me? Can you
Yeah.
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying, when these wars are happening, it's mainly the women and the children that are affected. So,
Mm.
can you tell us how people in your city, the women and children in your city are being impacted by this war?
Yeah, actually, women and children, they are most majority of people they are here suffering from this war. My own is focusing in women and children because we are provide some shelter for women and children, and we're putting in safe in safe buildings. If fighting is start, they are not going suffering from that fighting. So we are provide for them, like some medicine, some food, some cleaning water, and good shelter or good accommodation in order to protect them from that war.
Okay, and what sort of food have you got access to? What sort of food have you got access to? Because
You, Mhm.
because for you, if these so rapid response are closing all access to the city, so what sort of food do you get? What is the population eating within that city?
okay, because you don't know about Sudanese food, so Sudanese food like more than 3 or 5 type of food. So nowadays, like beans.
Yes.
Just they put that beans in, they cook that beans. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear
We
me?
can hear you.
Yeah, just we are just only eating beans right now and drinking water. Sorry, milk. This is the main food right now in Al Fashir.
Um, my question, I think you yourself and your loved ones, yourself and your family,
Mm.
what has helped you to hold on up to now in this war situation?
Sorry, say again, please.
What has made you hold on up to this time with your family in this war situation?
Yeah, because there is no anywhere to go outside. Like safety place. So that's why I'm still here, me and my family. Because if try to go outside, so you're gonna put yourself or your family in danger.
Okay. So what is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is because there is no any no safety place to go outside. So that's why I'm still here because if you still inside, is safety then go outside.
Um,
It's
i-
bigger challenge is security issue.
okay. And in your own words, what would
Mm.
you want the world to understand about what is happening in Sudan?
So again, please.
What would you want the world or everyone out here to understand about what is happening in Sudan?
Yeah, my message to anybody can hear from me. Rapid support forces, they are killing innocent people and destroying like hospitals and university and schools, and we really need like peace to stop this war because we can't do anything without peace.
Yeah, that's very true. I think I've reached to my MP about your situation, but I never got any reply from there. It was just
Okay.
to highlight what exactly, because sometimes some of these people have got the power to make to put pressure for the war to end. It seems at the moment there's not much pressure. It's an ignored war that's affecting millions of people. So what is it, what's your message to the world, to or to Africa at large, uh, from your experience of the Sudanese war? What message would you want, so that when we have similar situations in Africa, how are we supposed to manage? Because when I was talking to you, I think 2 3 years ago, before the war started, you seemed quite positive. You were encouraging me to come to Sudan. And from nowhere, I think for yourself, you didn't know this war was coming. So how could we be prepared as Africans for circumstances like yours?
Yeah, my message to world, I want to send, message to America or to British, to stop, interfering to African countries. My message to, our leaders in Africa to focus their own people and their own situations and cooperate with each other in order, to rule our country, to good directions.
Um, um, and if peace were restored tomorrow,
Mm.
what would be your first thing to do?
Sorry, if peace what?
If peace was restored either
Mm.
tomorrow or next week or next month, what would be your
Mm.
first thing to do?
I'm gonna stay in my country, in my city, and do some development things and encouraging people to stay in their home and prepare for and learn from their mistake, and they are not going to do another mistake. And I think we learn from this war, and we we can what you can say. So we learn from our mistakes. We are not going to do another war.
Um, I come to you, Shumba. You are a geo political analyst. What sense are you making of the war in Sudan?
No, it's like we always say, most of the wars, they are proxy wars. It's the big powers that are fighting, and they just find common tools to use. They use so you've got different these factions, the different factions in Sudan. They are being sponsored from outside. They are therefore outside interests, and the people, our African people, become the cannon fodder that are just there caught in this cycle of violence because of the interest of other powerful nations. So you've got everyone involved. I think you've got the Gulf states involved in this war. You've got Russia involved in this war. You've got the US involved in this war. You've got Israel involved in this war. So it's our people who bear the brunt of these proxy wars. So it's not Sudan is today. Tomorrow it could be Zimbabwe. Tomorrow it could be South Africa. We really need, like what Abdul said, we need to have an African perspective as Africans, not to do the bidding of other people, but to sit down and plan the future for our continent without outside interference. We allow too much people from outside to dictate how we should run our countries. So as a result, when those people they have their interest to advance, they don't mind causing wars in Africa. We see it in the DRC. We see it. I think recently there was a war between the Rwanda and the DRC. All those wars are proxy wars, instigated wars, because the of interest of those outside, because Africa is full of resources that the outside world wants. So they make sure they start wars whilst they take those resources from us. So we need as Africans to wake up and fashion our countries, knowing that there's so much interest in our resources, and there'll be wars. Sudan is just a start. We're gonna have so many wars because the world is fighting for resources. The world is fighting to control Africa's resources. I think that would be my take on the whole issue of the Sudanese civil war.
Um, thank you very much. And I don't know if Abdul, if you have got any final word before I give my final message to the world.
Yeah, my final message to war, as my colleague Dave said, especially fairest, fairest countries, like America and Russia, uh, UK. They are fighting, just not they are fighting, just they stealing, things from Africa, and we should be aware of that, to protect our, like all resource, and cooperate with each other and do things that gonna how we can build our country and develop our country. That is my second message.
Uh, Thank you. How do I pronounce it?
Abdul.
Abdul.
Abraham, for joining us. To those who are watching us and those who watch us by video on our YouTube or Facebook pages, let's remember, we are not just statistics. There are families, children,
Yeah.
teachers, farmers, artists, and human beings caught in this war we did not they did not choose. Their homes have been destroyed and their schools closed. As Abdul have said, they are all locked down in the city, and the hospital is being bombed, and they are just surviving. They are not living. And as he has just said, just get to go out to get whatever you have to eat from within the city. It's just a matter of time. It's a time bomb when this can actually be people starving in the cities. More than 30 million of people needs the humanitarian aid. Over 12 million have fled their homes. Their children are hungry, elders are sick. The voices their voices are being drowned. That's why they have reached out to Champions Network TV, just one voice that has come out to say something about what is really happening in the silence of Sudan. So what do we ask? We ask for peace, not for pity. We ask for protection, not politics. They are asking for solidarity, not sympathy. So if you are in government, if you are in position of authority in Sudan, Sudan matters. Let your media tell their stories. Let your heart carry their hope, as Champions Network TV is done today. So for those who are watching and those who will be watching, your hands are needed and your resources are needed in Sudan. And if you can influence what America is doing, what Russia or UK is doing to perpetrate this war, let those voices make a difference. So thank you, Abdrahim, and thank you, Shumba, for making this happen. I say thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks. It's my pleasure.
Okay. All right.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.